Here today for this event which expresses our support for the Georgian Parliament and for the Georgian parliamentarianism, because I do believe that Georgia deserves support in the further improvement of what seems to have been achieved in Georgia as compared to many other countries of the surrounding in the most conspicuous way. Georgia is the country in the Eastern Partnership which, together with Moldova, will be signing an association agreement very soon. And it is not by chance. And it is not because somebody else has not done it. And it is not because somebody else does not want it to be done. It is because Georgia deserves it. And it deserves it because we have been witnessing, especially recently, two very important facts. The one of them is that the people of Georgia show their support for the West, but the West means the Western values, the standards, the European traditions, and, of course, the functionings of our institutions in a way which is dramatically convincing. Such a number of people supporting this path of Georgia means that these people deserves to get it. And the second thing, which we usually notice a little bit less, is that gradually during the years in this country, institutions have been built. And this is why we are now talking about such programs which can improve these institutions. The Parliament is one of the most important institutions in a democratic country. Well, the Parliament is privileged now having Mr. Rusupashvili as its Speaker, and it is also privileged by having a strong and powerful opposition, because, as you remember, you were dissatisfied with the previous parliaments when the opposition was lacking, partly because of lack of success in elections, partly because of making wrong decisions like leaving the parliament and not taking part in the parliamentary activities. Now we can say that this institution of Georgia has all the capacity to be a vibrant and efficient one. However, all this program is directed on some very mundane, very detailed things connected with the functioning of the institution. And why? You know, if the people who are elected in parliament, by definition, should not be experts. If you send the best pediatricians in parliament who will take care of your kids, if you send the best financial capacities of your country, all of them in parliament who will make money, if you send the best engineers who will be making roads, well, some of them may decide at a certain point of their life to go in parliament, but you should not expect from a parliamentarian to be an expert in some special fields. What we expect from your parliamentarians to be trustworthy, to have common sense, to have the capacity to distinguish between what they have to choose today or not as an opinion, and, of course, to be able to deal with the intricacies of political life. This is why when a parliamentarian has to make a decision on any particular issue, be it how much of the budget should go into certain public efforts, or whether in this law the rules for protection of competition should be formulated this way or another way, and you know, in some countries even the very issue of competition is finally decided by parliamentarians, as probably some of you have mentioned to see the news about the American Congress today. When a parliamentarian has to do all this, he has to, first of all, rely on experts. He has to make the judgment who among the representatives of civil society, because in democratic countries, by definition, the civil society is speaking in very different voices, so whom he should neglect, and whom he shall listen to. And put all this in a procedure which is connected with so many technical details that will enable him to be efficient, that they indeed have to be developed, and this development needs work, needs the help of experts, and of course the help of money. So this is why such programs make sense for the parliament of every democratic country. And I'm very happy that the Georgian parliament will benefit from it, and we can only hope that, having said the institution is functioning well, we can say that it can go further in the improvement of its functioning for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ambassador. Now I want to invite the resident representative of the UNDP, Mr. Neil Scott, who will talk about the program. And as I explained already, the European Union is financing this program. The UNDP will be implementing the program, and the Parliament and Georgian people are going to be beneficiaries of this program. Please.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairperson, thank you very much, and Ambassador Dimitrov. I shall be brief, not least because the two previous speakers were so eloquent and covered the basis of the program simply, but also very completely. But thank you very much, Chairperson Yusufashvili, for hosting this launch of the project. It's a great privilege to be in this building where there are so many memories and so much history attached. And also thanks to Ambassador Dimitrov again, through you, to the European Union for supporting this project, but also for supporting so much of what happens here in Georgia, and for supporting so many of the United Nations and UNDP projects. We'd also like to greet the representatives of Parliament who are here, and government and civil society, international organizations, the diplomatic community, the media, civil society, and so on. It's very, very good to see this degree of interest and enthusiasm for this important project. UNDP is pleased that we now have a decade of cooperation with Parliament. A decade is a long time in anybody's history. It's an important juncture. The project is a result, I believe, of close collaboration with the Parliament, close collaboration with the European Union, and it sets out to enhance the effectiveness of an institution which has already earned its laurels and proved to be an effective instrument in democracy in Georgia today. The project offers quite a complex pack of initiatives and support, which Chairperson has just outlined far more eloquently than I could, but it goes from revising key documents such as the rules of procedure, helping, as Ambassador Dimitrov mentioned, Parliament to support Georgia's path towards European integration. It brings expertise from elsewhere, experts from other countries who've been through similar experiences to Georgia, who may be able to provide advice. It finally will be working with the leadership of Parliament and select committees on policy and oversight issues. So there's quite a full workload ahead. It will, there is absolutely no doubt, contribute to enhancing the impressive progress that has already been achieved in Georgia in its parliamentary democracy. And all I can say in conclusion is that the United Nations Development Programme is extremely proud to play a small part in the success of parliamentary democracy here. Many thanks for being here, and good luck.
Thank you very much. And now I want to give the floor, not floor, but the speech, I don't know, to Inita Pavlovića, who is a Deputy Resident Representative of the UNDP, and she is going to explain us in details what is this program about. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, Members of Parliament, my colleagues and friends, I would like to start with some very personal issue. This is my last public event in Georgia. I'm leaving next week, and I'm very, very proud and privileged that this last event for me here is launching this very important program with the Parliament. The Parliament has made a tremendous progress in recent years as an institution and as a foundation of Georgia's democracy. And I'm very proud that UNDP has shared this success and worked with the Parliament. We have been assisting Georgian Parliament for the last 10 years in many critical areas, starting from technical assistance when that was needed, up to substantive support with lawmaking, oversight, public relations and administration. And we see Parliament as a cornerstone of democratic arrangement of the state, the institution that represents a variety of views and opinions in the of the country's citizens and provides a framework for healthy political life, which otherwise will go on streets and in the media. The Parliament plays a crucial role in setting foreign policy directions and oversighting the government, including for the implementation of its international commitments. But one of the key tasks of the Parliament is also to communicate effectively with the public, provide comprehensive information to people, consider their voice and aspirations, and lay the foundation of informed decisions. All of these functions are especially important now with Georgia's European integration so fast moving. We have carefully planned together with Parliament and EU delegation to make Parliament truly relevant and effective to accomplish these important tasks. We offer the complex assistance of the three main directions. First of all, we are going to work with the Parliament to make it more efficient as an institution, as it was mentioned before. This will include assistance in completing an institutional reform in a Parliament, assistance in reviewing key documents, including rules of procedures, promoting Parliament's cooperation with different international counterparts, but especially European parliaments, and assistance in establishing an effective system of public relations and information. The second direction involves the support to the people who work in Parliament. And here we will closely work with the Parliament's leadership, the chairperson and the cabinet, members of parliaments, committees, and the staff to provide access to knowledge, expertise, strategic or technical advice as it is needed. For this, we will establish a pool of high-level international advisors who will bring on board their international and experience and can guide and help Parliament to be more effective in their substantive functions. We also will invite best people and also consider that needs what Georgia have in terms of experience of the countries that already have gone through European integration process and EU accession. Finally, The third area of our assistance will focus on Parliament's role in advancing the European integration agenda. Our main counterpart there will be Committee of European Integration, and we will assist committee to develop a roadmap and action plan which reflects its strategic priorities, to move forward its legal approximation towards the European Union, effectively cooperate with European partners, and promoting public dialogue about the Europe and European integration. This initiative is designed for 5 years altogether, and its budget exceeds 3 million euros. Today, we are officially at the first stage that will last until 2016. That was a summary about what the project is about. But coming back to that, once I will be in my next duty station in Ukraine, I will be very much looking forward to hearing about the progress of this initiative, about the success of Georgian Parliament, and about all your endeavors. I strongly believe that these two countries, Georgia and Ukraine, will have strong potential and excellent prospects and great future despite of challenges they are facing present. I thank you to everyone for very great cooperation. I wish you all success and hope to see you again very soon in Tbilisi or in Kyiv. Thank you.
Thank you, Inita, and I'll continue with the personal note as well. Now, since she's leaving, I can tell to everybody that long time ago, should I say the years? Why not? About 17 years ago, we were classmates at Duke University, and together with her we studied international development policy. And that program being designed to help to the representatives of developing countries, thanks to the US government and Muskie program, and I see representatives of US government here, connected us, enabled us to study, to increase our awareness, and to work then for future of our countries. Thank you, Inita, for your great work during last 4 or 5 years here in Georgia. And I remember when she first arrived, I was one of those street commanders who were leading the opposition rallies here on Rustaveli Avenue. Then we had all the main streets closed, and we, the opposition, had the control over the street. And I helped her to approach her apartment because when she arrived. So since then, so many things happened, and I believe Georgia is developing as democracy, and the parliament as institution is growing by the help of many people, including her. And I want to thank to everybody. I see here representatives of different international organizations, heads of diplomatic missions, heads of organizations who are working on daily basis, and they are ready to help us. Thank you to everybody for that, and we will try our best in order to see concrete results of such programs. So, thank you again, and now I want to invite everybody to take a glass of wine, without which nothing can happen in Georgia.